Libby's Pumpkin Roll is one of the most popular recipes on verybestbaking.com, and for good reason. It's delicious and makes a beautiful addition to the dinner table. It may seem intimidating, but once you find out that you can do it, you'll be baking them and impressing your guests all the time. Or you can really make someone's day and give one as a gift. It's always a good idea to read any recipe through before you start to bake so you know what's coming. There are some key steps in the making of this recipe that will need your undivided attention. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Grease a 15 by 10 inch jelly roll pan and line it with wax paper. Then grease and flour the paper. These steps ensure the wax paper stays in place and the cake does not stick. It's important to use the right size jelly roll pan or a cookie sheet with sides. Otherwise, your cake might be too thin or thick to roll. Sprinkle a thin cotton kitchen towel with powdered sugar. Make sure you use a thin towel that doesn't have a looped fiber surface. Now it's time to start making the cake. Combine the flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, cloves, and salt in a small bowl. Then beat eggs and granulated sugar in a large mixer bowl until thick. Now for the star of the show, beat in Libby's pumpkin. After we stir in the flour mixture, we're ready to spread the batter into the jelly roll pan. If you want to add the nuts, now's the time. Sprinkle them over the top. Bake the cake for 13 to 15 minutes. If you're using a dark colored pan, it may bake a little more quickly, so start checking your cake at 11 minutes. Check to see if it's done by carefully pressing the top of the cake. If it springs back, it's done. Don't overbake the cake or it will crack when you try to roll it later. Don't let the cake cool. Immediately loosen the sides of the cake and turn it onto your towel. Carefully peel off the wax paper. Roll up the cake and towel together gently, not tightly, starting with the shorter end. Try your best to keep the edges even. Now you can cool the cake completely to room temperature on a wire rack. This will take about an hour. You don't want it to cool much longer than that. It will become more difficult to unroll. While the cake is cooling, we can make the filling. Beat the softened cream cheese, 1 cup of powdered sugar, butter and vanilla extract in small bowl until smooth. Carefully unroll the cake and remove the towel. Spread the cream cheese mixture over the cake close to the edges. Be very gentle so that you don't tear the cake. When you're finished, carefully re-roll the cake, again not too tightly. Wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. This firms up the cream cheese filling and makes it easy to slice. Right before serving, you can sprinkle it with powdered sugar. If the roll cracks a little, it's not the end of the world. Just dust with more powdered sugar. Then cut a few slices to show off the beauty of this dessert. It looks so good, I almost don't want to eat it. I said almost.